like to solve problems on your own. Like that, paying attention in class, you mean, if you can take away something from any of these classes, because those skills that I learned to do those banner animations, I would say the timeline of it, like using keyframes and stuff, that came from Adobe Premiere, which is in my video journalism class.
It all comes together.
Yeah, and then CSS, HTML, which is in my web code, and advanced coding with data skills and JavaScript. Like all those, they all come together, and then that's what landed me a job over the weekend. Like again, this was something I did not know, but yeah, I was in there, I was confident in HTML, CSS, so it was kind of good in a while. So yeah.
Can we ask each other questions?
You can.
How many interviews did you go through?
This is that so that one was it was one interview, but I interviewed with two people.
Yeah.
So I interviewed with the digital producer, and then they had the production manager, and then I talked to the executive creative director, and that actually turned into, I guess, like to bounce off what you said, just like being yourself, because a lot of it was just numbers, like what is your salary, what do you want your title to be, or something like that in the first interview. I'm just thinking about that. And then it just turned into like a 40-minute conversation, like me being myself. Oh man, like we really like him. And then the second one, like, hey, you said you have to go here for parking. I might not.
Yeah.
But and the story about that was like I left my ticket in my car, so when I came back, I'm like, oh, you still here? They're like, oh, are you ready to see the people go up? It's more so like, I guess, I feel like how you study stuff. Like I went in there, I was confident. Okay, I know HTML, CSS, and they kind of like expect you to know basic blocks. You know, nothing too extensive. But my first week, so with that first banner that I made, that first one, I asked, I was like, hey, like, I know I did kind of well on this, but like, how many can I expect to do with that week? They're like 1 to 3. I'm like, okay. And so my third day, we had to, because one of our biggest clients is AT&T, and so we had to do, well, I had to do, I'm the only developer there. I had to do 18 of these on a skill that I just learned over a weekend. So I was like, whoa, okay. And so, but I think that as far as like, they said that's like the worst of it. So I kind of got thrown into the fire. So I had to learn really quickly, and just knowing these skills helped me progress. And I got them all done. It's my job.
So with the rest of you guys, what was the first few weeks like? How did you get up to speed with what you have to do?
For me, actually, I was recovering from my interview process. I actually had 3. One with HR, one with, it's like 2 main web developers, and then 5 people after that, like all of them. So it was like a 4-hour long interview. So I was recovering from that. And they told me that it would actually, if I were to get the job, it would take 2 months to actually get up to speed. And then like month 3 and a half. Yeah, and so I'm finally like feeling out my roots. But it comes with a lot of panic, anxiety, and not feeling like you know enough. And
You're always going to feel that way.
yeah, and I'm kind of realizing that's never going to go away. So it pretty much took me 2 months to learn the whole system. Like I'm learning 3 different languages at once right now: JavaScript, PHP, more in depth with like HTML and CSS, which is more of a markup language, not necessarily coding. But then I'm learning like WordPress framework on top of that. I'm learning Linux. I'm learning Unix. I'm learning compilers. Git, super important. I've got books on everything. So just learn as much as you can. It does not stop in one spot.
You have questions?
So, learning all these programs?
Yeah.
So you're learning all of these programs?
Yeah.
You get actually certified in all of this, where you can actually add this to your resume?
You can.
As
So
far as like Linux?
Linux, you can get certified and stuff like that.
So employers will be able to see that on your resume?
Yeah. But the thing is this profession is, you don't necessarily need a degree or cert. It's really what you could, it's what you can do. So
I want to see projects and results.
yeah,
right?
exactly. So like my GitHub was super important. You know, the
Okay, pay attention to people who I'm going to teach you GitHub, or I taught you GitHub last week. I told you that was important.
Projects I did in Cities class were what I had for like my website, and you know, some side projects, and things like that. But your shirts don't necessarily matter. Your degree really just get your foot in the door. Like one of my bosses, his undergraduate's in computer science, but his PhD is in rhetoric. You know, so when I went in, I was like, why did y'all even choose me? I have an advertising degree with like creative writing. It's not at all like tech savvy, but I guess that kind of like related with him. You know, when you take your coding tests, be prepared. Someone will watch you code. I did mine online, and it was actually a whole nightmare. Cindy teaches you how to write forms. Know that and know the attributes and stuff like that, because whenever I did write it, I used a program that uses JavaScript to live preview, but the way we were doing like Google Share, it conflicted, so I was coding blind. Like it conflicted with the program, like you cannot see any outputs or anything like that. So I'm just panicking, like coding this form from like pure memory and not seeing any outputs or anything like that, but apparently it a lot from Cindy's class, and then I thought I failed it. So
I have a little tear.
that weekend, I studied the crap out of forms. Like I coded night and day just to learn forms, so that in my third interview, when I had to meet the whole team, the VP of the department, I could do that on the fly. Right? That's one thing you'll have to get used to, is people watching the code. Not necessarily in work, but for those interview processes.
Yeah, and then like in the interview process, there was like, they wanted to see what I had done, and again, a lot of my projects, like cool projects. Yeah, I took her class a year ago, and like a lot of it was like the cool projects that I was showing off in my interview were my own projects that I did, but everything I had learned was from that class. So I think showing that you do have
these people.
like, just showing that you have an interest in it. It's like if you're doing coding or WordPress or any of that, just make your own project, something that you are interested in. Like when they tell you to do these projects, like you would think that you would do these not just for the grade, but it's like, no, I'm really interested in this. This is something that I will keep doing outside of class. I don't mind doing it. This is something about it, because as much as y'all on Twitter, Instagram, like you would think that y'all were doing this on the side, and which I was doing, and I was able to explain that and show that to my interviewer, and she did have me open my code and show her and explain how I coded this and what these were and which each tags were and what they did. And so there was a lot of that I did have to show.
Yeah, doing your own projects and being genuinely interested in it, I thought was a huge thing. Like for my final project for Cindy's class, for instance, I went to graduation, was working on it for 5 hours before graduation, went to graduation, went home, spent another like 2 hours working on it, sent to her to be like, hey, here, I turned it in, like hopefully I passed so I didn't just walk the stage with nothing. But then, I mean, continued the next 2 or 3 weeks to finish working on it or keep working on it and make it, because I was just at that point, like once you catch the bug of just being interested in saying, having a project that you're passionate about, you just want to keep improving it and keep growing it and learn how to do it better. And having that to show when I went into these interviews was a huge thing, to be able to say, like, look, this was started as a school project, but evolved into, something much more that I was actually passionate about. Learned how to work on and everything far beyond my graduation or my end of her class. So, yeah, the projects that I did in Cindy's class were a huge part of me getting my job, and just me being able to communicate about them and show that, look, like, I don't just have these skills written down on my resume, but I can open up the back end of this project I did and show you why, what is where,
He did his final project on all the bands that had been at ACL Festival since the beginning of ACL Festival, so it was like 1,000 bands, where he did the genre and where they were from, and a lot of data about how you would look at bands from inside and outside of the US and how the genres changed over the years. And at first he wanted to do just like 5 years. I'm like, no, just do all the years. And he did.
I spent the 2 weeks that we had to work on the project with just collecting the data, and then it was like the 3 days before it was due to like build it, and so that was like 3 days of working 20 hours a day or something crazy, like spending all of my time. I had like, oh, these other finals, like whatever, I'll take them. But all of my time was spent on that project.